I think the combination of a lot of different things. So obviously I'm giving a couple presentations here, so I'm really happy to be able to present about Yammer and SharePoint. But also really we want to hear about the latest things coming out of Microsoft. Also being able to connect with the rest of the community is extremely important and see what other innovation people have in the ecosystem. Just understanding the whole evolution of SharePoint and Office 365. So it's a really great event. I think it's fantastic that we're having a unified technology event so we can see the developments in both the infrastructure side on Azure, as well as the things that we see in around productivity in Office 365. So all of those reasons are why I'm here at Ignite. I think there's a few things in there. I think Satya's keynote was very inspirational. I did like the messaging around transformation. That was really important. And so being able to have this business transformation, the idea that every single business is now a software business is really important. And so understanding how software is impacting, how IT can actually impact the bottom line of your business is incredibly important. So however traditional the industry is, looking at how information, how technology can make that better, how it can help you to derive better business value is incredible. I think there were some really great announcements too. I think we heard about the Office 16 preview that's coming out and everybody has access to that. But I really think we see some new capabilities come out of there too. So both in terms of what you could do with Azure, looking at what you can do from on-premises standpoint, as well as new evolutions around things like SQL and SQL data warehousing, and also then into Office 365, understanding the messaging and the productivity apps. So overall it was a great keynote, and it's fantastic to see the CEO of Microsoft actually up there and coming to an event like this. So the cloud has really transformed business, right? I mean, it really has, and I think the ecosystem around the Microsoft space has really transformed because of it. I think it's a couple of different things. One is the ability to bring new services and products to market faster, and really understanding what it is that we as service providers can do to understand customer needs and be able to articulate those and be able to very quickly transform services for them. And so the idea of the cloud is that we have this massively scalable, that we have this elastic computing layer that we're actually able to deliver new capabilities through. So it's understanding what it is that customers want to do and being able to deliver those services faster because of it. And so no longer do we have this product cadence, this product cycle that we all went through, and we had to develop new product cycles for it, and we were sort of all coupled to the releases of SharePoint or whatever productivity platform you were working with. Well, what really has happened now is the understanding of, okay, I can actually release new services, I can test them out very quickly with my customers, I can adapt them to what I'm seeing there, and then I can get feedback and I can push out new releases really quickly. So the cloud has been transformational, I think, in terms of bringing new data in for us, but also the way that we can actually position with customers and deliver innovation faster to customers. So a new skill set that a service provider needs to bring to the table is really about understanding the role of IT and how that is transforming, right? And so traditionally our customer set may have been the IT professionals inside of an organization. I think we're seeing that customer set really evolve into lots of different areas. As the business has more control over information technology and the way that the information is used inside of the company, being able to understand those business needs and be able to articulate them back in terms of products and services that people actually need. If it's an on-premises customer right now, there's still some availability of things that they can do. Obviously, they want to have innovation in-house, they want to actually create something on-premises and continue to work in that model. But there are some things that they can do to benefit from what we've learned in the cloud. They can get the benefit of understanding what customers have done there already, how people are using it inside of their business, but then really think about what other things that they might want to use for maybe batch processing or for massive load. If they're sort of a product business that has some cyclicality to it, they may want to do some think about using the cloud in certain places. So it's like that understanding of what that business is doing, where the value comes from, and really expanding it out from just serving the needs of the IT department to really understanding business overall. So the way that really, I think the service provider ecosystem around Microsoft is really evolving, and we can actually push forward in terms of digital transformation. I think one of the exciting things is sort of being a service provider in this space is the ability to bring back all of these different components. Right? We don't have to be restricted by one Microsoft product group or one different platform. We can actually look at what customers need holistically and say all of these different platforms and be able to integrate and innovate new offerings because of that. I think we can move a lot faster, right? We're more smaller, we're agile companies, companies, and we can actually look for opportunities and we can identify spaces very quickly. So the community is really there in terms of being able to empower digital workplaces, digital transformation, and then really thinking about how we can target very specific service offerings to what customers really, really need. I really think there's a few things. One is to continue to support the community. It's been really, really important, right? Understanding how skill sets have evolved, understanding that customers want to help customers. There's this whole bridge in terms of the community between service providers and what customers do, and the ability to have some free flow of knowledge and exchange there. So what we've seen, things like the Yammer networks that are out there. If you've joined yammer.com/ITPro network, for example, it's a great place for people to interact and learn from each other. And I think supporting community events, supporting understanding what the skill sets are going to be, and continue to do that. So I think Microsoft can actually help more from that digital transformation perspective in terms of understanding the shift and communicating that to customers. Many of the Microsoft platforms that are out there are really just platforms. And we're used to it perhaps in the SharePoint ecosystem where you know you're going to get a baseline of capability from the Microsoft platform, but then you're actually going to buy packages on top of it that actually really address your business needs. So understanding that these platforms you buy from Microsoft are something you're going to have to augment to have specifically towards your business or what it is that you're trying to achieve. And so making sure that Microsoft is communicating that message is really helpful, I think, inside of the community. If you're considering moving to the cloud, I guess my one piece of advice would really be to plan very carefully, right? I think that has to be. Really, it's about, again, understanding the business value that you're trying to get. What is it that the cloud can bring you that you don't have already? Do you need elastic computing? Do you need unlimited computing power? Do you need to be able to process things in batch? Do you need to be able to process new capabilities like using machine learning or HD insights, right? Looking at what it is that you need from that perspective, understanding where you're going to get the business leverage from it, and then being able to translate that back into your on-premises needs. So it's like, okay, if you have on-premises now, you can always have a hybrid infrastructure. It's not like it's going to go away. The key is to really think about how can I make the biggest impact with the cloud earliest so that you can prove out the business case and the value to yourself, and then think about all the other needs that you might have. So I'm Naomi Moneypenny. I'm the Chief Technology Officer at ManyWorlds. You can find us at synexi.com, synxi.com. I'm on Twitter at @nmoneypenny. My email address is n.moneypenny@manyworlds.com, and I can always be found on the Yammer network, so yammer.com/ITPro network. I run the Yammer Help group and the OneDrive for Business group.